Got a great show for you today. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
I'm doing rather well. Thanks for asking, pal.
You jumped off your The World is Coming to an End panic horse yesterday? He's blowing up the team. He's incompetent. What are we doing?
Yeah.
30 seconds after our show, Kyrie announces, I'm coming back to fulfill my pledge to Kevin Durant. And all of a sudden, you're in a good mood.
No, I'm in a good mood because the weather's nice, because the Mets play the Astros tonight, because we got a
big game
tomorrow.
Tonight.
Yeah, I'm in a. I can't just be happy, Craig. I can't just be happy.
I wish you were happy.
Everything needs to be related to
Yes.
Kyrie Irving and Joseph Tsai.
It was yesterday, maybe not so much today. I guess here's the real question today, all right? Will the Mets finally do the right thing by the New York Yankees?
What does that mean? Help them out by beating the Astros?
Yeah, because a week and a half ago you didn't. A week and a half ago you let us down.
Well, I'm not brimming with confidence because Carlos Carrasco's pitching today. He's coming off his injury plus his terrible start against Houston. They have to deal with Framber Valdez, who's had a great year, and the Mets have had their issues with lefties.
It's actually a pretty big start for Carrasco.
No doubt. Yeah. And then Dusty Baker made a very interesting decision that affects all of us.
Yeah.
He took away Garrett Cole, or I should say, I think it was going to be Luis Severino against Justin Verlander on Thursday in that makeup game, and actually kept Verlander on his day so he doesn't face the Yankees.
That's right.
He faces the Mets.
And we'll get to see him in person tomorrow. He'll be pitching tomorrow's afternoon game against the New York Mets. But it's interesting because I speak for the Yankee organization and for all Yankee fans, as you guys all know. We don't need your help, but we're not going to say no to it. And it'll be very interesting to see what the New York Mets do, specifically in their own building, against a very good team.
Yes.
I'm very interested by this little series here.
They're facing the Houston Astros, an elite-level team. They're facing a team in which they will have a disadvantage in both starting pitching matchups. Valdez, Carrasco today, Verlander against, I guess it would be Taijuan Walker tomorrow. I don't know if Buck's made it official yet. So this is going to be a little mini challenge for the Mets. At the end of the day, what does it really mean?
Nothing.
It doesn't mean that much. I mean, what it means is they've got a 5-game lead on the Atlanta Braves, and they got to hold on to that lead. That's really all that matters. What it means. You don't want to go into the mid or late week with a 3-game lead, and all of a sudden you get what they call TBS, which is tight booty syndrome, and now you're worried about looking over your shoulder. Craig.
And here comes Atlanta.
Craig, here's the reality, and I think Met fans need to face it. I have faced it. This is going to be a true pennant race between the Mets and the Braves. This idea that the Mets are going to extend the lead back to 9, 10, or 11 games, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
The Braves aren't going anywhere. And certainly with the latest injury to Bryce Harper, this is going to be a 2-team race. So Met fans, Yankee fans aren't going to deal with this. You're not going to have a pennant race. You have run away with the AL East.
I kind of would prefer to have a pennant race.
Oh, stop.
So much more fun when it's close.
Stop.
Games mean something.
Stop.
Like here's what I wouldn't say I'd be jealous of it. Maybe envy is a better word. In late August and the whole month of September, you're going to be playing meaningful games.
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to be fighting tooth and nail to win the division. Worst case, God forbid, just get in. But I think it's the division.
Right.
And I'm going to be sitting there like on the beach, drinking a pina colada.
No, I mean,
meaningless games.
Here's what's crazy. The Yankees, there are 2 things you can have a race for in baseball right now. Winning your division, and then once you've won your division,
top 2.
Getting a top 2 record. The New York Yankees lead over the division is 12 games.
Yeah.
The New York Yankees lead over a top 2 record is 12 and a half games.
Yeah.
So they have, you're right.
I got to be honest.
They've run away with it.
I am somewhat envious
you're not envious.
Of the New York Mets playing meaningful games because I'm not going to see one of those until mid-October.
So obnoxious.
And there's a part of me, that kind of wants to have a meaningful game.
No.
Like, I'll be honest.
No.
The next meaningful game that the New York Yankees will play will be against the New York Mets. That's really the reality.
No, in your mind.
Even then, it doesn't mean that much.
Right. In the whole grand scheme of things, it's fun for us and it's fun for fans, but no, it doesn't mean anything in the end. But I disagree. The next meaningful game you guys are going to play is when you play that doubleheader against the Astros in Houston coming out of the All-Star break.
Really.
Because well, hold on. Your words, not mine.
Go ahead.
You thought this series this past weekend was significant.
I think it for the bigger picture.
Okay.
Postseason games.
Okay.
I think it is relevant.
So
yes.
when they play the Astros again with the makeup game in a couple of days and then the makeup doubleheader after the All-Star break, your words.
Yeah.
That's going to be meaningful for you.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
I suppose that's fair.
And then the next week they play the Mets. You're right. But after that, I mean, let's just look at the standings. The thing's over. So that's why a win like last night was a really good win, especially because
down 5-1.
Well, back in the day, and I think they brought this up on the radio broadcast, but back in the day, after the Yankees and the Red Sox would play these emotional series, it seemed like the Yankees would always lose that very next game.
Yeah, it's like a letdown game.
Right.
Right.
Last night against the putrid Oakland A's, a glorified AAA team, was a letdown game. Jordan Montgomery has one rough inning. They're down 5-1. And even I, as someone who assumes the Yankees are going to win every single day now as a Met fan, I said, all right, you know what? One of those days, it happens.
Yeah.
A little bit of a letdown.
We'll come back on Tuesday and we'll kick their ass. You know, they suck, blah, blah, blah.
And then the Yankees start to chip away. Chip here, chip there, catcher's interference here, catcher's interference there.
Yeah.
Boom. The Yankees take the lead and break the game open.
Yeah. Yeah, fluky. A little fluky.
Stop.
Come on. When's the last time there was a baseball game, let alone a Yankee game, in which there was not one but two catcher interference calls?
2018. Yankees
Come on.
Orioles.
That doesn't happen.
Same two hitters.
It doesn't happen.
Same two hitters. I'm not even kidding
Come
you.
on. Same Stanton and Judge.
Yankees, Orioles,
For real?
Stanton, Judge, Pedro Severino, Yankees, Orioles. Yeah. So I
Really?
answered your question.
So it happened 4 years ago?
4 years ago.
Nobody remembers
With
that.
the same two hitters.
What, did you research that this morning?
I read it on Twitter last night.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I didn't know that on my own.
I was going to say, that's not like a stat even you would remember.
No, last night.
Someone put it out there last night?
After it happened. Like, there was another stat from this weekend that was
this
incredible.
Tiki Barber is so anal retentive in how he keeps things.
Why?
We're going to have words.
What'd he do?
He puts things in positions. I don't know where they are.
Like,
Sorry.
what?
My keyboard. Yeah. He hid my keyboard. Sorry. Go.
Oh, the other stat that I read that was so random is that in the 4-game series against the Astros, the New York Yankees as a team hit 123. It's the lowest batting average in a 4-game series by a team that didn't lose the series in the history of baseball.
There you go. More importantly, the New York Mets play the Astros tonight. I'm just wondering if you guys can grow up and play big boy baseball and maybe win a game or two against one of our rivals. Because God knows we would do it for you.
Why do we have to beat your rival? Like, what that until October,
Well,
if the
listen.
Mets and the Astros are lucky enough to face each other, why would the
Evan,
Mets beating them in June mean anything other than the standings?
12.5 sounds better when it's hiding as 14.5. You follow me?
No.
Yeah. 14.5 looks better when it's 16. 16 looks better when it's 18.
Oh, you're talking
Filling
about
your jokes there, Ghislaine Maxwell. Fair enough. But
well, you talking
understand
about
what I'm saying.
your race with the Astros for best record in the American League? Is that what you're talking about?
Because
that's 7.5 games. We got to be more accurate with
I
that.
want to obliterate all comers.
Okay,
That's what I want to do.
So why do you need help from the Mets? Just go win
Because
your freaking games.
You happen to play a team that I want to obliterate.
Yeah, and you play them Thursday, and then you play them again after the All-Star break. You'll have your chance, and you'll have your crack at the Astros.
So what you're saying is that you can't be counted on.
I don't
You're not willing to commit a win for the city.
Bro,
That's what you're saying.
I'm going to tell you right now.
You're an anti-New York guy.
If you want to call...
You know what, Evan? I kind of knew that about you.
I'm not anti-New York. I'm going to answer your question.
You're pro-Evan.
I'm pro the teams I root for, but I'm also
a jingoist when it comes to yourself.
Well, yeah,
it's all about you.
To my teams, yes, absolutely. But what I was trying to tell you is I don't have confidence that the Mets are going to do well in these two games.
That's what I'm trying to get out of you.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you.
You have no belief in your own team.
Well, I don't love the pitching matchups. I mean, they're facing Justin Verlander. Granted, Verlander hasn't faced the Mets many times.
Hold
but he's
for
an
a
elite.
second.
What?
Big Mac, you hear this, right?
What?
Mr. Met over here to my right. Now
Yeah.
that Bob Houston's no longer here.
Yeah.
No confidence at all in playing the Houston Astros.
I have
none.
respect for the Astros. They're
What
an elite
happened?
level. What do you mean
What
what
happened to
when
my
did-
guy?
Not afraid of anyone. I thought
Not
that was
afraid,
not
other
afraid of
than
him.
the Yankees in a World Series.
Clearly.
When did I proclaim this
Are
confidence
you
that you're
staying on the
alluding
porch
to?
tonight?
Excuse me? I don't know
Are
what
you
that means.
staying on the porch or are you going to the game tonight?
I'm going to the game tonight.
You are. You going with a big dog?
going with my dad. He's going to
not,
back-to-back
Your dad's
games.
not a big dog.
We're going back-to-back
I love your
games.
dad, but he ain't a big dog.
I don't even know what that means. What's a big dog?
Well, if you're afraid of Houston, stay on the porch with the dogs and let the men go out there and take care of business.
I'm afraid of
It's all good.
Houston.
And
I know,
the women, of course.
I know what they are.
Yeah.
They're an
You're
elite
scared
level
of them.
championship team, and they're facing their two best pitchers, Framber Valdez and Justin Verlander.
Yeah.
Carlos Carrasco, who has mostly been good.
How can you say the Astros' best pitcher isn't the guy that just no-hit the Yankees?
Because the baseball is not dictated by one game that you happen to watch. It's dictated by the entire season.
Yeah, but I saw that game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Framber Valdez has a sub-3 ERA. He's one of the better pitchers in the American League.
So you're going to get swept, is what you're saying. That's kind of your prediction.
I think it's on the table, yeah.
Hey, Met fans.
I'm going to tell you.
Is there a Met fan out there alive today that thinks the Mets are going to beat the Astros? Are you resigned to the fact that you can't beat them? Their pitching's better. They're better. And after all, you're just the Mets.
Dude.
I'm just wondering
Astros,
if the animal exists out
whether
there.
Whether you respect them or not, are the 3-time American League champions.
That don't mean nothing to me.
Well, it should, because they beat your ass how many times?
Doesn't mean nothing
They're
to me.
They're that good, even despite losing Carlos Correa and Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
So I'm just calling it like it is. I don't feel great. Now, having Jeff McNeil back, if he's in the lineup, I hope he is. He's missed the last 5 games, will be a big help. But no, why would I be so confident? Carlos Carrasco's been bad over the last month.
Yeah.
They've had tough times against lefties. This is not a great matchup over the next 2 days. You want to lie to you? You want me to give you fake toughness?
No, I do not. I want you to keep it real.
I'm
but I
keeping
thought
it real.
Evan Roberts keeping it real this particular year because of Steve Cohen, because of Buck Showalter, because of all the good things that have happened thus far this year.
Though,
I thought you would go to tonight's game with your dad with uber confidence.
No, we're talking about these 2 games at this moment in time with these pitching matchups.
Lack of confidence.
Saying the Mets aren't going to make the playoffs or the Mets suck or anything like that. If the Mets were matching Framber Valdez and Justin Verlander with a healthy Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer,
of course.
Well, hold on. The Astros are throwing their 2 best pitchers at the New York Mets over the next 2 days.
Okay. I hear you.
That's where this comes from. And then you say, oh, come on, when I mention the Mets' 2 best pitchers. The Mets' 2 best pitchers aren't pitching in this series. That's just the reality.
I would just think that it seems like maybe I got it wrong. I'll take the L here. But my gut thus far this year, hearing Met fans call our show and the other shows on this radio station, I got the sense that there was a level of, I don't want to say cockiness or arrogance, but certainly confidence that amazingly is now lacking.
Well, no, I'm not confident in this.
Where did it go?
I'm not confident in this particular 2-game
series. Did Atlanta
series.
steal it from you guys?
I'm not talking about the Braves. Are we talking about the Braves?
I know their resurgence has you guys scared to death.
Yeah, but we're not talking about a series against the Braves, where I probably also wouldn't have confidence.
What I'm saying is, where did the confidence overall go?
Because baseball...
Is it because Acuna's back?
No. I'm talking about this
back?
specific series against a team you admitted yesterday you can't beat. Your words yesterday was, hey, Yankee fans, I got bad news for you.
Yeah.
This is you. We can't beat the Houston Astros. So the following day, I don't even have to beat the Houston Astros unless it's the World Series.
Yeah.
I'm basically saying, they're pretty damn good. I don't like these pitching matchups. I don't feel good about the next 2 days. And you attack me.
Yeah, I don't like you.
What about you yesterday?
Me?
Mr. We can't beat the Astros.
That was
Big
reactionary.
Did you hear Craig say, quote, we can't beat the Astros?
I remember it very clearly,
I don't remember saying that. I mean, you'd have to get tape to prove I said that.
That won't be that difficult.
I could.
You want it.
I don't remember ever saying that. But I feel for you Met fans out there. So, and here's the reality. Every caller, I know what they're all going to say, Craig, you're right.
About what?
We have no confidence in beating Houston. We're right. We understand what you're saying.
That's not necessarily true.
And Atlanta's breathing right down our necks now, and we're worried to death that it's a repeat of last year.
Well, let me get to your first point.
I get it.
My opinions are not the opinion of every Met fan. I'm sure there are quite a few Met fans who maybe are going tonight. Hopefully the Mets get a big crowd weeknight against the Astros.
Yeah, you better get 35,000 tonight.
Well, I'm going to be blunt, and I never usually feel this way. The Mets better have a bigger crowd tonight than the Yankees. They're going head-to-head.
I would agree with you on that.
They're both at home. The Mets are playing a team they very rarely play nowadays with the Astros in the American League. It's a sexy team, the Astros. They are. You're facing Verlander tomorrow. To me, minimum 35,000 tonight. The Yankees had 33 last night to see them beat up a AAA team.
They'll get less tonight.
Who?
Yankees.
So the Mets will have a bigger crowd tonight.
I mean, I think the Mets should have a bigger crowd tonight.
I agree.
Oakland sucks. There's not a single guy on that team any average fan could name today. The Yankees are 90 games over 500. We're waiting for the next big series to take place. It ain't this one. They're an inferior baseball team. Everyone would agree to that. And the New York Mets are playing one of the best teams in the American League.
And a team they rarely play.
And we have a collective dislike for the Astros. They cheated. So I would say 35,000.
With that said, I think that there are Met fans who actually have confidence going into these 2 games. But when I'm looking at Cookie Carrasco...
I don't know if that person exists, Evan. I border calls here. No one thinks the Mets can win. But we'll see how it plays itself
I don't believe
out.
you at all.
We want to see how it plays itself out. Okay?
Let's see. Hold on one second. Frank in Manhattan. Hey, well, we'll take a break when I tell you we're time to take a break. It's not time to take a break.
Hold on. You see the difference?
You've upset him.
You see, tough guy Evan versus the Mets can't beat the Astros, Evan.
I don't like when
you're the same guy, but you're two different people.
I don't like when you lie to the audience. You just said, quote, there's not a Met fan, and I don't want to be the voice of every Met fan. I'm not.
Lines in here. All 20 say the Mets can't win.
Okay, that's what you say?
Yeah.
Frank in Manhattan. You confident, Frank?
What's up, Frank?
Hell yeah. I've been a Mets fan for over 49 years. Why would I not be confident?
Hold on, time out.
Why would I not be?
Once you get into the Astros bullpen, I think it's a no-brainer.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
I think the bullpen has been exposed. I think it's a good call. You watch a lot of baseball. I respect that. How old a guy are you?
I'm 63.
All right, so therein begs the question, why did you become a Met fan 39 years ago?
Because my father was a diehard Yankee fan and forced me to watch Yankee baseball when I didn't want to.
Wow.
So
okay.
I listened to the Mets with Bob Murphy on the radio, in my bed with the transistor to my ear.
Love it. Love it.
I've seen more games.
So what happened? Did you wait? Did you wait until you just became an adult and said, "Okay, I'm a Met fan"? Did your dad pass away, and then you felt comfortable being a Met fan? What happened?
My dad was a diehard Yankee fan. He took me to Yankee Stadium when Mantle was brought out in a cart and went around the stadium.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. You've seen in your adult life like 10 World Series. Why did you jump ship?
Because I didn't want to be. I was a warrior. I didn't want to be told to watch.
Warrior. The father-son dynamic. I get that.
I'm a Jets fan.
Frank, all right, so now let me fast forward. So you've been a Met fan now since the early to mid-'80s. Great. Got it. Totally understand. You think this Met team...
I'm 63. I've been a Met fan since the age of 8.
Yeah, I can't do that math. So you think the Mets can beat the Astros today and tomorrow?
I think we can split.
Split. Thank you, Frank. That's not confidence.
No, that is confidence.
No, it's not.
I think we can split.
I think we can split. That's a lack of confidence.
By the way,
1-0 Mets.
All right, Ralph and Howard Beach.
I
Ralph,
gotta take a break.
We're not taking a break yet. Okay, stop bitching about it. I will let you know when it's time to break. We're not there yet.
Yeah, but you're being cute with how you take the phone calls.
Excuse me, just pipe down.
You're going out of order.
Ralph and Howard Beach. Ralph, the Mets. How the Mets going to do against the Astros, pal?
Evan, Craig, listen, Evan, I love you, but I think they're sweeping. They need to pay back. We just lost 2.
Hold on, you think who's sweeping?
The Mets.
The Mets are winning 2 this series. We just lost 2 to them. This is a different
That's
Mets
right.
team. We actually have heart. We have heart. This team has heart.
I give you that. I think this Met team does have some
heart. So what
heart.
happened, Craig, to Mr. There are no Met fans who
don't
actually...
hang up on him.
Oh, I was done with him. What happened
that's not fair. I'm allowed to interrogate the callers who you claim are on your side, sir.
No. You said there are no Met fans.
Stop taking calls out of order.
I'm taking them however the hell I want to right now. You made a mistake. I'm going to give you my opinion. May not be a popular opinion, but I'm going to give you my opinion. I do not have confidence over the next 2 games, and I gave you the reasons. There are Met fans out there right now that believe a lot in this team.
That's only because they legalized recreational marijuana. No. That's the only reason.
No, you know the reason? The reason is this drug called Cohen. There are a lot of Met fans, and I've grown to this as well, where I feel differently because I know who the owner is. Despite what happened last year, because last year was a typical Met collapse. But there is this sense of difference. And I want to make something clear. My lack of confidence over a 2-game series against the Astros doesn't mean I lack confidence in this team. Or lack confidence overall.
It's the tip of the iceberg on a lack of confidence, though.
No, it's not. It's one series.
Tip of the iceberg. It starts with one, Evan. Yeah, it's like a gateway drug. Yeah.
So you think I'm going to not have confidence for the 3 games against Texas this weekend?
I can see that being a real problem for you.
Or the 3 games in Cincinnati next week?
I think it's on the table.
The Mets will win 5 out of 6.
I hope so.
Against the Texas Rangers and the Cincinnati Reds.
It's getting kind of boring being the only team guaranteed a playoff spot in this town.
Oh, stop.
Meanwhile, the Yankees did something that did embarrass themselves, and I'll give you that coming up in a second. They put out a hype video, and with all due respect to the person they hired to lead the vocals on the hype video, Evan, it's one of the biggest pieces of garbage I've ever heard. And I'm going to play it for you.
Oh, I can't
just
wait.
to show you that I'm an equal opportunity commentator. Okay?
Yeah.
I got to play this for you. It's going to make you want to vomit in your mouth. That's how bad it is. And I don't know why the Yankees do these things, because at the end of the day, they are the effing Yankees.
They don't act like it anymore, though.
And there's a lot of times they don't act like it.
You know who also doesn't act like it? And I hate to say this, but I got to call it like it is.
Who's that?
The fans. You guys did the wave again last night?
Yeah, I love the wave.
What are we doing?
The wave. Yeah, it's been accepted in the Bronx.
Like when the Mets do it and Met fans do it, it drives me nuts too. So I want to make it clear. I don't like the wave anywhere, but I've accepted it. It's always happened at Shea Stadium and Citi
Yeah, I
Field.
love the wave.
You people now.
You people.
You people. Yeah.
You people.
You people as in Yankee
you people.
fans. How
you categorizing us as you people?
Well, now you're wave people. That's what you are.
We are wave people.
You have become wave people, and I would be ashamed. The old Yankee fan from the late 90s would be ashamed of you right now.
I disagree 100%.
The Dynasty Yankee fan would be embarrassed by you right now.
Yeah, is that right?
That's right.
We're wave people.
Oh, yeah?
That's right.
Welcome to my world.
That's right. That's right. I'm doing the wave. It's the one-man wave.
Pathetic.
But I'm doing it.
Pathetic.
Woo! Here it comes around again.
When did this happen? Like Yankee fans, when
Here
did you
comes around again,
become...
Evan. Woo!
When did you become wave people?
Here comes again. Woo!
I'll never forget. I was sitting in the Yankee Stadium bleachers because before they tore down the stadium, I had one mission. I needed to have a game in the bleachers.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I went to the final ever Mets-Yankees
Right
game in the
field or
bleachers.
left field?
Right field bleachers.
Got it.
Final ever Mets-Yankees game. Mets actually blew them out. It was great. And early in the game, there were a few people trying to start the wave. And the bleacher creature started chanting, "Send the wave to Shea! Send the wave to Shea!" And I remember turning around saying, you know what, you people? I respect you. I may not like you very much, but I respect what you just did to those poor schmucks who tried to start the wave at Yankee Stadium. I'm with you.
Yeah, you're
But
communist.
now you've all become wave people.
Listen, if you're anti-wave, you're anti-America. That's all there is to it.
No.
You are anti-America.
No.
You probably didn't even vote today.
I did.
877-337-6666. Carton Roberts on the Fan, live from the Town Fair Tire Studios. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Not only did I vote, I got my sticker, and I love my I voted sticker.
That's why he votes. He likes the sticker.
Yes.
He likes walking around with a little sense of superiority.
That's right.
That's right.